The vacation. A birthday of choice? For my 70th birthday, my children decided to do something special. They called it a family vacation. They were excited, almost giddy, like children planning a surprise party. My daughter created a group chat titled Mom Turns 70 in Style. My son handled the travel arrangements. My daughter-in-law researched resorts and sent glossy photos of infinity pools overlooking turquoise water. They chose the destination. They booked the flights. They selected a 5-star beachfront resort. And they used my credit card. I didn't realize that last detail until I checked my statement a week later. I stared at the total for a long time. It wasn't just expensive. It was extravagant. Business class seats for them. Luxury suites, spa packages already reserved. For a moment, I felt something tighten in my chest. But then I told myself, it's for family. It's for memories. It's my birthday. After all, what is money compared to time with your children? The airport. The airport was loud and chaotic. My grandchildren were running in circles, fueled by sugar and excitement. My son was pacing near the gate, glued to a work call. My daughter was filming snippets for social media. "Mom, say something for the video. It's your big birthday trip." I smiled politely into the camera. Just before boarding, my daughter handed me 3 heavy backpacks. "Mom, you're so good with the kids," she said casually. "We haven't had a real break in years. This trip is going to be perfect." I balanced the bags on my shoulders and nodded. I'm happy to help. I have always been happy to help. When they needed tuition, when they needed a down payment, when they needed emergency childcare, when they needed someone to hold everything together, I have always said yes. The resort. The resort was beautiful. Palm trees swayed in warm ocean air. The lobby smelled of citrus and polished marble. The staff welcomed us with cool towels and sparkling drinks. For a brief moment, I allowed myself to feel special. But by the second morning, a pattern had formed. "Mom, could you take the kids to breakfast?" "Mom, we booked a couples massage." "Mom, we'll just be a few hours." A few hours became entire afternoons. They went snorkeling. They lounged by the adults-only pool. They enjoyed candlelit dinners. I supervised sunscreen application, negotiated sibling arguments, and chased toddlers across hot sand. In the evenings, they returned relaxed and glowing. "You're amazing, Mom," my son said one night. "We couldn't do this without you." I smiled again, but something had shifted inside me. This was not a birthday celebration. This was unpaid labor, funded by me. The realization. On the 4th day, they had spa appointments scheduled, treatments I had paid for. "Mom, you don't mind staying with the kids this afternoon, right?" my daughter asked while adjusting her sun hat. "Of course not," I replied automatically. They left laughing, arms linked, disappearing toward the spa. I sat by the pool watching my grandchildren splash, and suddenly I felt very tired. Not physically, spiritually. I realized something in that moment. I had mistaken being needed for being valued. They needed me, but they did not see me. I was convenient, reliable, predictable, but I was not considered. That afternoon, while the children were busy building sandcastles under supervised hotel activities, I walked into the cool marble lobby. I approached the concierge desk. "Good afternoon," I said calmly. "I'd like to change my return ticket." The young man looked up politely. "Of course, ma'am. When would you like to depart?" 2 days early," I replied. "Business class." He typed for a moment. "It's done." The confirmation email appeared instantly on my phone. For the first time that week, I felt light. The note. That evening, after everyone had gone out to dinner. Another reservation I had funded. I packed my suitcase quietly. I folded my clothes with care. I placed my passport in my handbag. I looked around the suite one last time. Then I left a note on the table. It read, "I've decided to enjoy my birthday in peace. The children are wonderful. They are also yours. Love, Mom." There was no anger in my words, only clarity. Departure. The next morning, before sunrise, I took a taxi to the airport. No one noticed I was gone. On the plane, seated comfortably in business class, I ordered tea and leaned back. For 70 years, I had been a mother first, a provider, a fixer, a safety net. But somewhere along the way, I had forgotten that I was also a person. As the plane lifted into the sky, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Choice. The aftermath. When I landed, my phone exploded with messages. Where are you? How could you leave? Mom, this isn't funny. What were you thinking? I waited until I was home before responding. I placed my suitcase by the door. I made myself a simple breakfast. I sat in my quiet kitchen. Then I called my daughter. How could